Well, for the third year in a row, I've been asked to do the dirty job. And that's to make an appeal for money. Am I coming across okay now? All right. As a side note, if any of you would love to show up at our church on Sunday morning, I'd love to be able to preach to a crowd like this. But I know there's some other pastors here, and I'm sure that they would not be real happy with me if you were attending my church and not your church. We're doing things a little different tonight. What we're going to do is make the appeal before the speaker comes. And then during the time that he's speaking, you can go ahead and make donations. And there is a basket on the table, and you can go ahead and place those donations into the baskets. After the speaker is done, we're going to collect those. And so just to kind of give you a little bit of an update as to what we're going to be talking about. When I think of Right to Life or the pro-life movement, I am of the persuasion that we are more than just an organization. We are a group of people who are working together to right the wrong, not only of abortion, but many other issues that are related to the sanctity of life. We are people united together for the protection of human life in all facets, from the moment of conception to the moment of death. We are therefore joined in the defense of the sanctity of human life against all activities that would attack this foundational truth. And I cannot emphasize that very fact. We are fighting a war. It started back with Roe versus Wade, and at that time, the issue was abortion. But since that time, the issue of the sanctity of life has gone into many other areas, as there are many in our country that would seek to undermine this idea that we are all created in the image of God, and therefore we are special and have sacredness to life. And so today, as the Right to Life movement moves on, I think we need to also include many other issues, such as abortion, euthanasia. The legislation of immorality is due to the fact that many believe that we were not created in the image of God, we're merely advanced animals, therefore it's okay for us to go out and act like animals. Destruction of religious freedoms. We've all experienced that and have seen that happening in our country. The loss of respect for human life. We're all too familiar with the news stories recently of the beheading of individuals because of a lack of respect for human life. And of course, moral relativism. That's the idea that, well, if it seems right to you, it doesn't matter whether there is any divine absolutes. After all, we're not created in the image of God, therefore what worked for you doesn't necessarily work for me. And so we'll go with what I want, not what you want. So therefore, after the service is over tonight, as you go out, I'm going to have a plate back there for you to donate to me. How's that sound? No, I didn't think that would go over very well. However, I figured it couldn't hurt to try. Now let me give you an example. We decided this year to just give you one example of how your contributions to the Daviess, it's not Daviess, Martin, Pike, Right to Life, one of the examples of how your help has been working. And that example that we're choosing this year is the Pregnancy Care Center. It was founded by Donna Gentry on January the 1st, 1990 at 120 East Main Street, which is no longer there, but now there is a monument there for recognizing Donna Gentry and her work in trying to get this going and keep it going. Then we want to also note some milestones that have been made possible through the Pregnancy Care Center because of your support. And so I'm just going to highlight some. This is not the full list, but just a few of the things that we have seen that have developed out of this marvelous ministry. In 2004, the educational Earn While You Learn program was established. And if you take the program and you follow it through, you're eligible to get a crib. Of car seat, or other items. And this has been a very, very successful program. And then in 2006, they had the first Christmas parade float with Pregnant Mary and Live Donkey, introducing further to the community about their existence. 2007, the first newsletter. And then 2008, a new location, 705 Troy Road. With this new location, we began to see some changes, some real growth, far more than what I think they even imagined it would be when they moved into this facility. At this point, do we have the pictures up there? Okay. Take a note of the growth. In 2008, they had 950 visitors per year. In the end of this last year, they had over 1,500 visitors. And then when I went down the other night and was talking to them, they said if they continue at the rate they're going, they will be at 2,000 this year. That's a significant amount of growth that has been going on as this organization reaches out to women and pregnancy and counseling them to move away from abortion and to have their children, and also to be the mothers and also the fathers of those children. First Fruits offering was in 2009, 2010. They published their first book, Out of the Mouth of Babes. Also in 2010, mom-to-mom breastfeeding class. 2012, Baby Bucks program. And then in 2013, as I said, to teach the fathers as well, they began a men's program called Better Dads. And so there's been a lot of things going on at the Pregnancy Care Center. In 2014, their goal is to continue to save babies by offering options for abortion-minded women. And these are just a few that are popping up here in a moment of the services that they render. To cover everything that they do, it would take much more time than we have tonight. If you're aware of someone out there that is in a crisis pregnancy or just she's pregnant, not knowing what to do with the child, I highly recommend that you send them here. Maybe what they need is a little bit of encouragement, so not only send them there, but take them there. It will make a difference, as it will protect the child, not the fetus, the child that is in the womb. Now, the Pregnancy Care Center support, we as the Right to Life Banquet have given some of the portion that comes in to Right to Life, or to the Pregnancy Care Center. In 2011, $4,000 was given, $6,500 in 2012, last year $4,500. It is our goal tonight to be able to give them $6,500. And so I'd like to see us be able to reach that. Now, when it comes to supporting Right to Life, there is much more than just a matter of writing a check or donating money. There is the need for volunteers. We need volunteers who are willing to serve on the board, work in a paper drive, prepare mailings to go out, contact sponsors for the banquet book, offer land to put a sign on, and a number of other things that need to be done. And Louis has been greatly concerned, and I understand his concern. We're living in a day and a time where people are willing to donate to organizations but are hesitant to serve. And we really need individuals who are willing to make the commitment to begin to really serve on the Right to Life board and to serve in working with them and helping them. And they really need a lot of individuals who are in the younger age group. I know we're busy and we have many things to do and our lives are so full of activities, but I think we can make some time to help out. And I know you would thrill the heart of this man back here, because though he's not quite as old as the retiring president of the Martin County, he is starting to get up in years. He's not back there. I'm all right, I think. But there's going to be a time when he's not going to be able to handle it, and if we don't have people coming up behind him, learning the process, what needs to be done, there could be a time where there'll be no more banquet. So we need that from you, and there's a number of ways you can do it. We need also political action. With the voting coming up, we need you to vote pro-life. We need you to make your voice known to our representatives, and we also need you to stay informed on the latest developments that are going on in our government and in our society, and not be afraid to make your voice known. We also need your personal commitment. There's a lot of things you can do on a personal level. You can share the importance of the pro-life view with those who don't agree or don't know where to stand on the matter. You can encourage your pastors and churches. I cannot emphasize that enough. When we had the big blow-up a few months ago about gay marriage, after the ruling by a proactive federal judge, in fact, I had someone come up to me tonight and said, "You're the only pastor who wrote a letter to the paper about it." That saddens me. Because if we as pastors are not doing the job of communicating the importance of the sacredness of life in our churches and our congregations, the time is going to come when people are going to say, "Why care?" So I call for you to encourage your pastors to take a stand in this area and to speak about it in the churches, and that you educate the generation that is coming up so that they are fully aware of the importance of this. You can encourage, if possible, and even enable women to keep their babies. Most importantly, please be praying. For the God who made life sacred is a God who can turn this nation around and back to the view that life, human life, is sacred. Now, we are going to need your financial support, and there are two ways that you can do it. You can donate tonight. Just fill out a check, and then someone take the basket and begin passing it around, and we'll collect those after our speaker is done. There's another way that you can do it. There's a donation button that is on the Daviess County Right to Life website. You don't even need to know the exact web address. Just type in Daviess County Right to Life. The site will pop up. During the year, maybe you get a check in the mail and you weren't planning on it, and you want to give a little bit back to God. Well, you don't have to wait until you see someone from the Right to Life Committee. You can just go right on the internet and through PayPal donate. And you don't have to have a PayPal account to do that. You can just use your credit card, ATM, or whatever. So we would encourage you to please help us. Help us to continue what we are doing here this evening. And that is working together as people, not an organization, but as people, committed to the sanctity of human life. So, if you will be thinking about that and preparing for the collection, we will take that after the speaker is done.